Here's another example of your three strikes law gone run amok. A lady basically kicks a police officer, which, okay, it's wrong. But the police officer indicated that, yeah, she did kick him, but, you know, she didn't injure him, so he really didn't have a problem. Let's see what happens on this one.
A woman in Chicago faces up to 6 years in prison for just kicking a deputy in the shin. Back in 2013, 49-year-old Tina Hunt kicked the deputy while attending her son's court date. In November, the deputy testified at Hunt's trial. The kick didn't injure him, but the judge still found Hunt guilty of, quote, insulting or provoking an officer. That's a Class 2 felony. Since Hunt has 2 prior convictions, this is her 3rd strike. Before her sentencing yesterday, the judge agreed to delay the hearing. Hunt's attorneys argue the sentence would be improper and want time to respond in writing. They're pushing for probation. What the hell?
Reform in this country. As simple as that. This is a perfect example of that.
You're going to spend all that money in prison for 6 years.
Exactly.
I'm in court. I'm in court in New York, federal and state court, at least twice a week. And one of the things that the judges always bemoan is the fact that they have no control a lot of times over sentencing with these sort of 3 strikes or outlaws. They just don't get to have the discretion to assess these cases individually. And that's one of the reasons why we have this sort of burgeoning prison population, the worst in the world. And it's because of these specific kinds of cases that have occurred, particularly since the war on drugs in the 80s and 90s.
And you can't convince me the judge could not have come up with a lower sentence.
Yes. Well, you know, but also
sometimes their hands.
But also, what was going on with this prosecutor?
Right.
Because this prosecutor.
Because the other ones who fought charged her.
The police officer said it was no big deal.
Right.
It was the prosecutor who was here. See, this is what we got to really start focusing on. Is these prosecutors.
All right.
See, and that's that 3 strikes your law, and that's the criminal justice system. And you can't tell me that if this had been anyone but a black person and the cop basically said that no harm, no foul, that the prosecutor would have tried to push this case. So again, another instance of the 3 strikes rule being unjustly perpetrated against a person who really, you know, has no defense. But as always, it's predominantly people of color that are facing an unyielding 3 strikes law.